A very warm welcome from Convolution Corporate. Today I have brought a video based on career counseling, and it's a very important and interesting video for all the parents who are very much worried about their child's future. We as a parent, we have the responsibility to nurture our child and to motivate them in the correct direction. So to give you the right direction and motivate your child in the correct path, we are here to welcome you and to guide you. I start my video with a difference, or I would like to say that an example to narrate that if Lata Mangeshkar, who is a very well-known singer, we all know, if she would have been given to dance, do we think that she would have achieved that degree or achieved that award which she has achieved previously? Because there was no inborn talent intelligence in some specific areas. So what we can say is each of the person or each of the personality, they have their own talent and innate potential which should be nurtured in the correct direction. If as a parent we do not nurture them or we misguide our children or students, what will happen is they will be resulting in a very mishap or misfortune or unfortunate situations. Another example, if Edison was been asked to play basketball, the same would have not been the result which he is now famous for. If Sachin was asked to play the piano, as a Sachin Tendulkar, we all know is a famous cricketer, but if he would have been asked to play the piano, he would have not done so. So each of the person or each people, we are born with some inborn talent or intelligence. So there comes a need for this DMIT intelligence test. Now, what does DMIT tells us? DMIT tells us that what are the individual's innate characteristics which will include their personality, their potential and their performances. The innate learning styles we will discuss in the later half of the video with the different learning styles which the child can acquire to be successful in their own sphere. Strengths and weaknesses. Now, why do we need to have this type of a test at all? This DMIT test for children reduces the time as well as the money and the effort which we have wasted over the irrelevant courses and classes. If we do not know the innate potential of the child, then what will happen? We'll invest in some irregular or irrelevant course and we will make them get admitted in those colleges. It also improves the relationship between the child and the parents, teacher and the students. It gives us a 360-degree developed child's confidence and it will give us very stressful childhood because we as a parent, we do not want our child to be stressed out. We always want that his or her childhood should be stress-free and it should enjoy their childhood in a very playful manner. Coming to this news or coming to this proportion, we can say that 12,000 students commit suicide in India because this of education and career stress. They cannot bear that education and career stress, and what they land up and what is the result is a very unfortunate situation for both the student or the child as well as for the parents. Now, this parental pressure are the prime causes of this suicide. This is very strange because we as a parent, we always want our child to be good in a very cordial relationship we want to maintain. But mistakenly what we do is we give them apply the negative energy on our children. Unknowingly we do that. Now, the next question comes to our mind is that though we read or though we belong to the same class, we read the same books, we are under the guidance of the same teacher, we are the guidance of the same system. So then why the result is different from each of us? Why the class comprising of 50 students, there might be an average student, there might be a mediocre student, or there might be a very well developed personality wise students. Now, different result, why? We have an answer to all this. What is the answer is that some children, they do not know how to concentrate on their own learning. Some children, they do not know what is their teaching style. So as a parent, what we do is we have difficulties in teaching the child because we have no idea on the child's inborn learning style. We do not know what is a specific oriented style or learning style to that particular child. So that results in a very misunderstanding between the parent and the students or parent and the child. So as you can see that I don't know where my child inborn talent is. I'm confused. So parents are always confused. Some of the times they're confused of their child's potential. Children and students do not know what their talent is because we could not discover our child's intelligence and hidden talent. That is our lacking. Now, sometimes the children do not understand themselves. The parents do not understand, they fail to understand the children's character. As a result, there is always a misunderstanding and argument which happens between the parents and the children. So, because we don't understand the child's innate characteristics. Now, as a result, it is not only in the home front, it also happens in some of the students in choosing their own career. Some of the college or the university students, they do not know which course they should follow. So, they choose a wrong college or a wrong choice of the subjects, which result in their not so much of their own success in their lives. Some of the adults choose their wrong career. Sometimes the human resource department and job recruiter, they also do not know how to interview or how to recruit the proper person in the proper post. So there's wrong job candidate. Talent managers or coach, they choose the wrong talent. So can we prevent this? Yes. So what is a test? Dermatographics test has the answer for everyone because it is not any based on any palmistry. The palm lines may change, but the fingerprints patterns, they are well connected to the brain. So because it is a form of a human DNA. This dermatographics is a evolutionary scientific method to decode, to evolve the brain's potential and talent to the physical formation of the fingerprint, which has also the linkage to the brain development. So in the next thing that we will discuss is dermatology or dermatographics is not a form of a fortune telling. It is not any, certainly is not the one to tell one's future. It is a definition of the future by interpretation of the concave furrows of our palm lines. The lines of the palms are impermanent and they will change over time. But according to over 7,000 research papers by various scientists, the human brain is closely related to our fingerprint patterns as we have discussed. With the aid of these computers, we can now analyze the brain composition, its organization, its intelligence and personalities. Dermatographics multiple intelligence assessment is a scientific method of comparing, analyzing, classifying the patterns of skin and ridge counts of each person's fingerprints. So this analysis does not tell one future, as I have said earlier. It rather gives a comprehensive innate insight in the innate qualities, potential, and then preferred learning and communication styles. The information contained in the dermatographics report will not change with the age, unlike the ones which is used by the fortune tellers. They will not change. Once a report is generated, it is an innate personality test, so it will never change with the age. Now, DMI test will enable us to know the most valuable key. What are the features they gives us, what are the benefits they gives us, innate characteristics, brain lobes and their functions, details of the 8 multiple intelligences, brain dominance, acquiring styles, learning styles, we have visual, auditory and kinesthetic, quotients, IQ, EQ, AQ, CQ, and different career options, as well as their remedies. Now, genius cannot be created, it can only be discovered. So, we have to place the proper person or the proper student or the proper appropriate child in the appropriate path of their education. Then only the success can be achieved through them, and then only the genius can be discovered from there, because it is based on the innate qualities and the latent talent which is there in every child. We have to just extract that and come to the forefront. Now, index content of today's module is brain lobes and their functions, multiple intelligence, personality test, brain dominance, acquiring styles, learning styles, both visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, quotients, career options, as well as their remedies. Now, as I have said earlier, these brain lobes and brain functions are interrelated with the fingerprints. So, each finger will represent some brain lobes also. The first one is prefrontal, traits human characteristics including subconscious behavior, which is position is your thumb, you can see. Number 2 is your post-frontal, and is the index linked to the post-frontal, that is the thinking style, how logical or creative you are. Third, finger 3, middle linked to parietal kinesthetic function, that is your fine and gross motor skills, that is your body movements, your hand movement. Fourth is your temporal, ring linked to temporal auditory function, that is auditory ability, listening skill, and music appreciation, that is what you hear and how you appreciate. Fifth, pinky linked to occipital, that is visual function, that is reading or observation skill and image appreciation. So, who is the inventor of this theory? Dr. Howard Gardner. He got the degrees institutions from Bulgaria, Canada, Chile, Greece, Ireland, Israel, Italy, and South Korea. Multiple intelligence theory includes 8 basic types of intelligence, and he is the author of 20 books translated into 30 languages. So, question is, how smart am I? But rather, how am I smart? It's not the question which arises in today's world. And how smart am I? But how am I smart to the exposure to the outer world? This is a brief sketch of Howard Gardner's life. Gardner graduated from Boston School of Medicine in neurology, Harvard Graduate School professor and psychologist in cognition and education. He defines intelligence as an ability to solve problems or to fashion products are valued in one or more cultures. It is how we learn, how we process and understand the information. His theory of multiple intelligence consists of 8, and he published a famous book which is known as Frames of Mind. Now, in this place, we will discuss about the 8 multiple intelligence. If the report says that we are interpersonal, that means we are self-smart. If it is interpersonal, that means we are people smart. We are very capable of guiding or handling the people. Musical, music smart. Kinesthetic, body smart. Spatial, picture smart. Naturalist, nature smart. Logical, mathematical, logic smart, and linguistic means word smart. We will discuss each of them. So, if we have the logical mathematical intelligence, that means we can have the ability to play with numbers, patterns, problem solving, logic, reasoning, analysis, recognition, scientific thinking, and investigation. That means we are capable of doing any complex calculation, and it's very important in school and any taking in a standardized test. So, what are the career options available to a person who are very logically mathematical intelligent? Chartered accountant, actuary, auditor, banker, businessman, economist, mathematician, science researcher, science teacher, statistician, and underwriter. Linguistic, as I say, that is linguistic means the words, ability to play with words, communication, speaking, reading, writing, listening, languages, and verbal memory. Those who are very strong in the areas may struggle their schoolwork. That means they should play with the words. So what are the career options available to them? Author, journalist, poet, playwright, radio announcer, anchor, newsreader, novelist, language teacher, comedian, politician, actor. Musical intelligence, as the name implies, they have the ability to play with the sound, singing, rhythm, sound, voice, pitch, volume, tones, words, and listening. So this type of exposure to music can help the kids to increase their coordination, their understand and their culture, and they can also relax and improve their mathematical skills. What are the career options? Songwriter, piano turner, singer, musical theatre, actor, instrument manager, rapper, disc jockey, instrument maker, composer, music teacher, and sound engineer. Kinesthetic intelligence means how you move with your body and hands, hand movement, body movement, physical activities, sport, dance, exercise, horse riding, swimming, gym lover is a key requirement for a person to become a sports person. What are the career options? Cricketer, athlete, dancer, choreographer, craftsman, drama artist, jeweler, and mechanical engineer. Spatial or visual intelligence means to see and interpret. That is sketch, mental image, strong visual memory, sense of direction, space, distance, measurement, photography, imagination, and visualization. The career options available to the person like this is pilot, space scientist, architect, draftsman, civil engineer, graphic designer, interior designer, painter, photographer, advertising professional, surveyor. The person with the interpersonal intelligence has the ability to understand others, understanding others, extroverts, social workers, friendly, groups, leaders, speakers, and discussion. So they can do best by working with the others and they enjoy the discussion and the debate. The career options: administrator, anthropologist, counselor, nurse, politician, teachers, principals, public relations, salesperson, sociologist, religious leader, psychologist or doctor, multi-level marketing. The last one is intrapersonal, that means to ability to understand self, self-understanding, self-discipline, self-reflective, introspective, introverts, emotional, self-centric and self-esteem. These people are self-centric and goal-oriented and know their own ambition in a proper way. The career options are priest, spiritual counselor, entrepreneur, therapist, researcher, clergyman, and yoga teacher. So this interpersonal intelligence is less liable to define or suggest a certain career than any other intelligence, since the ability for the self-awareness, self-discipline, and self-improvement is applicable to other careers also. It is not only to the person who is mainly good in interpersonal intelligence, it applies to other careers also. Naturalistic intelligence is able to understand nature, plants lover, animal lover, nature lover, environment centric, sight, scenery, smell, and taste. The people with this type of intelligence will do anything for nature and love to study in a garden or wild sunrise. Career options: veterinary, animal scholar, archaeology, plant scholar, chef, cook, horticulturalist, forest officer, zoo officer, weather researcher, documentary producer, environment researcher, animal protection activities. So, as we have seen that this career counseling, by doing this scientific test, we are giving you the career options also based on the different fingerprints and the result which has been generated from your this 8 intelligence which are prevalent in one person body. So based on those 8 intelligence in your body, we can give you the career options also. So for that, it becomes easier for a person to choose himself or to guide others as a parent to choose the correct option and to choose a right path for their future. Coming to the personality traits, we have 4 personality based main focusing personality traits. That is eagle, who are very dominant, they are decision maker, goal oriented, leadership, stubborn, and they are natural achiever. A person with the owl trait will be perfectionist, logical, highly analytical, compliant, process oriented. They will be able to do anything in steps or in process. Peacock people are very influential, enthusiastic, extrovert, attention seeker, bad time kicker, and talkative. Duff, they're very steady, they're people oriented, good team player, resist changes, limited risk taker, and political. We have the left and the right brain domains. If the right brain is dominance, then we have very good or very equipped in language, reading, and logic. And this is your music, creativity, and dance. Left and right. Now there are acquiring methods. We have different types of learner, as I said in the before. Uh, Effective learner or imitate learner who tries to imitate others and to learn. Self-cognitive learner are very independent. They do not need anybody's support. They are very independent. Just the opposite of reflective learner who are very dependent. And reverse thinker is non-traditional learner. Now, in the kinesthetic learner, they are very good in expressing their feeling through their body language, through their body gesture, and prefers to learn, memorize through the operation and movement. Auditory, as a name implies, they prefer to learn through auditory sense, to oral, or to hear and then learn, to assimilate, organize, and arrange information. Visual means sharp observation, visual differentiation, and prefers to learn through observation and reading. Quotient, this quotient which has been seen, that is IQ, EQ, this all things should be balanced in a proper way so that the child or the student gets the maximum output from this type of test. Intelligence quotient means IQ is equal to linguistic plus logical intelligence. Emotional quotient EQ is equal to interpersonal plus intrapersonal intelligence. Creativity quotient is equal to musical plus visual intelligence. Adversity quotient means naturalistic plus kinesthetic influence. So what we have understand from this kind of test, that these are the tests which are the need of the hour, and this will not only help us eradicating the hit and the trial methods, they will also they will help us to give a child a bright future and our children, but also give us scientific and the methodological ways of grooming and upbringing them. So we can nurture them in their own interest, potential areas to get best out of them. Because we know when our children are happy, we also feel happy. So we are here to give you, to direct you, as I said, in the right direction and to motivate your child in the correct path so that in the near future that child becomes a very good professional. By professional he becomes, or she becomes, a very achiever in his own sphere of life. So this is not any arbitrary method. When we can have a scientific method to generate your test reports and to guide you in a correct path, not to any wrongly misguide you. So why don't we adopt this kind of test and we go for a better career counseling? So that was a video on career counseling. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you and have a great day.